What is up, YouTube? We are live. What is up, trading family? Hope everyone is having a good morning, had a great weekend. I know I did. I'm gonna hop on this live real quick and see what the market's looking like. See what news is looking like for the week, and then I'm going to enjoy my day. So see what First things first, see what news we got this week. So turn back on this orange filter here. Maybe a couple speeches. Yeah, okay. So let me just turn that back off. Not important. Um, so looks like we got USD news that we could look out for on Thursday. Um, and then congressional elections tomorrow all day. So Um, might be um might be something to look out for. Maybe on a Wednesday. There might be a trading opportunity Wednesday or mid-morning Thursday. We'll just have to wait and see how that plays out. When was the last one? November 3rd, 2020. I guess we can go and look on a daily or on the excuse me on the dollar and see what this looked like in 2020 on November 3rd. So right about in here, let's go right around in this area here. So let me see if this can go back that far on the 4 hour time frame. Probably, yeah. My guess is this right here. Yep, November 3rd. So there was a bullish spike followed by a bearish move on that. So it looked like price had failed to get back up into this area here, but then proceeded to give you setups after that. So, and remember, we are on the 4 hour, so um, Euro USD was probably buying around this time as well, but you can see short there, sell here, but it came up short in that area as well. So, if history repeats itself, which usually it does, we can probably see just a minor bullish spike. Um, Also, I don't know if it plays a factor or not, but there was a Republican in office. Now there's a Democrat. So I don't know if that affects which direction the spike will be. Um, the outcome will likely be projected before the official vote count is completed based on early vote counts and exit polling. Well, yeah, that's usually how the market goes anyway. Anyway, let's get on to this. So Bitcoin here. We were waiting. Um, I mentioned on a stream, I don't know when my last stream was, like last week sometime, but we were waiting for price to move up into this area here. Well, I didn't. Waiting for price to move up into this area here around 21, 22K. Um, so price has gotten up here now. I remember posting in the chat to be looking out for these areas. We did reach 21, not quite 21.5 yet, but I feel like this maybe could push up a little bit more. Um, you see, we have one set here, two sets, and then possibly we could get three up here before moving back to the downside. That's a possibility. It's a possibility. Price has started to reject from this rally base rally so far. Um, Not sure if it's going to be a substantial hold on this, um, but it could be a nice area for scalps. But I would like this just to get a little bit higher, preferably up to 22 at least. And this is why this area right here. So right around in here around 22.2. So that could be something to look out for. Ethereum, let's look at what we got going on here. I think I was looking pretty similar. I feel like Ethereum could um, stay around this area that it's at. A lot of people are saying that this is going to start to fly. I don't really see that happening unless it comes back down to this area here, possibly. Um, but I mean, it's possible, but same thing. I think we were looking at, yeah, so we had structure over here. Let me look back on the daily again. Okay, so it was the 4 hour. This area here, structure has not been hit on this area yet. So I would like to see what price does when it gets back up into this area. If it's going to go to the downside or continue up from that area. And then Ripple. I am actually currently in buys on Ripple right here. So just waiting on well, actually, I'm not really waiting on anything. I already answered. Uh, I guess what I meant to say is I'm kind of waiting on to see what Bitcoin does more from this area to determine if I want to hold this or not. Because if Bitcoin goes down past this, then I will probably close my Ripple trade because a lot of the other cryptos like to follow suit and to what Bitcoin does. That's just kind of what Bitcoin dominance is, or crypto dominance. The market likes to, the crypto market anyway, likes to follow what Bitcoin does in particular most of the time. I would say probably like 90% of the time. So we'll just have to wait and see on that. The dollar, kind of already checked that out. If you guys remember on streams in the past, I had said price was going to get up into these areas here. And as you can see, we've had 1, 2, 3 months now of rejection from that area. And price has started moving lower. We have a minor break of structure here. And then price came back up and it's moving back down now. We had Sunday and Monday, or I guess that was Friday. Sorry. Sunday and Monday in the market are kind of the same day, just because it opens at 4. Yeah, Sunday. Um, I don't really see anything that catches my eye as far as right now. We did have, I did move my new previous month's high and low points. Not really accurate. There we go. But you can see this got pretty close. Um, well, there was kind of a setup here. But you guys can see it got pretty close to that monthly point of interest line that we were looking at right here on 1132. So right there, and since this has happened, this has been moving to the downside. So what does that mean for Euro USD? This has been moving to the upside, um, which I do think this can break through the previous month's high. But we're still ultimately bearish on this. And you guys got to remember, um, there's still a lot of room for this to go to the downside still, right? So, but if we're looking at this on a large scale, we have higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? So, like if I could look at a yearly scale, which I don't think I can. Yeah, I can't. If I could look at that on a yearly period, um, you know, it might look somewhat better than what it does now. But on a monthly scale, right now, you see this is completely bearish. So we're just gonna have to, I always say we're always gonna have to wait and you know, the most important thing is just letting the market tell us what it wants to do instead of always trying to guess what the market is going to do. So yeah, that's always the best thing um, that you can learn in trading is patience. All right, GBP USD. I did have a buy setup that I didn't even take um, down in this area here. Kind of sucks. Didn't take it. It's up 313 pips right now. Um, it is what it is. Can't always catch every setup. So, but the reason I was looking at buys is because of the way that, yeah, see, the way that the dollar had rejected from this area. And now that I see this today, uh, yeah, but GBP USD was a lot cleaner for buys than Euro USD was. That's why I was looking at that. Euro NOK, I do have a setup here that I am looking at currently. Let me see here. Trying to see, because somebody was asking me a question on a pair. I might not take this just yet, um, just because, mm, well, I did take a scalp on this morning around this area here. And if you guys are in the chat, that's what you just saw me post in the chat. And we can go over that setup here in a second. But the reason I'm looking at this is because this strong push to the upside, grabbing liquidity from the week's high, right? Last week's high or whatever. And then a strong move to the downside, breaking this order block here. So it was a failed order block. And also, there's structure in this area right here that lines up with this. So this could be, there could be a decent rejection from this area here. And then we'll go over the scalp setup that I had taken this morning. So, the first rejection on this, you can see right here, right? Price had came up into this area right here. And now we're going to play off of that, right? So we see that first rejection here. Price comes up or comes down and then comes back up. And let's go to the 1 minute. Comes back up into this bearish order block here. And then look at what price gives us. Um, so where do we see a rejection from that area? Right here, right? And then a break of structure to the downside here from this move here, right? And then what happens? Price retraces back to the upside into our point of interest. And this is where I was selling here. So it was like 2 pip drawdown. Yeah, 2 pip drawdown for 15 pip trade or 13, whatever it was. Um, so nice 1 to 3. Um, and that's the thing too, guys, about trading is you don't always need a lot of trades. Matter of fact, the less trades you take, probably the more money you're gonna make. Um, if you're just sitting in the market trying to trade and scalp and uh, say you make money on maybe 2 scalps, just be done. just be done for the day because you don't need to sit there any longer. And it's not a casino. It's not a it's not a gambling machine, you know. Um, so when when you make that money, especially if you are a scalper, right? That doesn't mean take 50 scalps a day. You can scalp literally once or twice, and maybe you win one and you lose one. Hopefully, if you're smart and you have good risk management, that one scalp is going to outweigh the one loss on your trade. So, anyway, this is what I'm looking at so far. I want to see a break of structure on the lower time frame again, though, before I enter on this. But you guys can watch this with me throughout the day. Um, I wouldn't enter on this quite yet until we see a break of structure, maybe on the 5 or the 1. You guys can see here, here's our first rejection, and then structure was created, right? Here's our second rejection. Did structure get broken here, right? No, it did not, right? So now that we have this structure here, is it going to reject again and give us that break that we need? Who knows? If it doesn't give it to us, oh well. Um, but that is it for me this morning, guys. I'm going to hop off of here. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below anything you guys want to see from me in the future, and I'll see you guys.